everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and share my video. Today I'm going to show you how I make this gnome Halloween wreath. I'm not sure if anyone's ever made a wreath like this, but whether they have or not, I'm going to call this the Bowtie bundle method. If it has a different name, please let me know. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. This wreath is going to be very different from anything I've done before. I'm not sure that I've seen anybody do a wreath like this, but if you have, just let me know. I'm going to use a 14-inch frame. I'm using 4-inch mesh for this. I have these two colors, and I thought they were perfect with this sign. So I wanted to figure out a way to use them. I bought this ribbon to go with this because it has gnomes on it. It's got like a gnome witch and one holding a pumpkin. It's really cute. And I thought these two ribbons went well with it. I found these at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has some really, really cute picks this year. So I might find a way to incorporate these. I'm not 100% sure yet. So if any of y'all have bought the witch hats, or I think even the spider webs have this kind of like a garland on them. I saved it because I thought maybe someday I might need it. And I just think it works so well in this. So these are the bundles I'm going to make today to put on the wreath. And the fun thing about this is whatever mesh you use, like whatever theme, it'll work for anything. So you could do a bee wreath with black and yellow and white, or just black and yellow. You can do this for Christmas. I'm probably definitely going to do this for Christmas because I have a lot of lime green mesh with red stripes. But I don't know that I've ever seen this, and it's really cute. It kind of makes like a flower. And then I'm going to add these in just like you would with like a curl bundle. And then of course I have my adorable sign. So I'm going to show y'all how I make these. Since I'm not sure how many I'm going to need, I'm going to make a bundle and add it, and then make a bundle and add it. And I can let you know how many I have at the end. So again, I'm using 4-inch mesh. It's called Mesh Ribbon. It's really pretty, and this is a really good brand. It's the Nicole brand. I don't know that you can find this brand anywhere else. They used to sell it at AC Moore. But I am cutting them at 24 inches, and I'm just using my mat to help me measure. And for each bundle, I'm doing 2 of each color. And I just use my mat and then grab it at the 0 and pull it to where it's comfortable. And once I tell you how many you would need for the 14-inch frame, you can just go ahead and cut all your mesh at once. And since this is my first time ever making this, I don't know how many I'll need. I am doing 2 of each color in each bundle. I am using my Bodabra. You don't have to use a Bodabra, but I feel it makes it so easy making bundles. It makes life a little bit easier. So the way I'm doing these is I'm pulling it out, and you can either find the middle any way you want, but I'm just going to the 12. I overlap it about 1 inch on either side, and then I'm pinching it together. It doesn't really matter which side you have up because it's all going to be covered in the bundle. I'm just adding it into my Bodabra. Now the last 2 I'm going to have to add differently after I pull it off the Bodabra, and that's only because I want those to go in the opposite direction, and you can't really do that on there. You could do all of this in your hand if you wanted to, or you can use a pipe cleaner, chip clip, whatever. Now I'm going to add my ribbons. I'm cutting them at 12 inches, and then I'll dovetail the ends. And you could mix up your ribbons. I'm not even 100% sure if I'm going to use these 3 for the whole wreath. I have a few other ribbons that might work. I just really like the way these look in that bundle. It's a great way to use up scrap ribbon too, because you can just kind of mix it in as long as the colors coordinate. You don't have to have the perfect number of each kind of ribbon. Just kind of mix it all together. So I'm dovetailing the ends by, I just folded this one in half and then folded in half long ways to cut from the wire to the crease. I didn't do that with this one because it's like a cloth ribbon, so it wouldn't cut as well. But I am a big fan of using what you got, because it still looks pretty. either way. Alright, I'm just going to add this, finding the center. I'm going to pinch it, add it into the bow dabber. And then I'm just kind of layering it the way I want it to be in the bundle as I go. The first one I made, I used half a pipe cleaner and it was not enough at all. So I suggest using a whole pipe cleaner for each bundle. And instead of using this, you could also just use like a black mesh tubing. It's at 8 inches. I didn't want it too long because I didn't want it to take away from the wreath, and I definitely didn't want it hanging over. I did try to curl it, but I did not like the way that looked at all. So I'm going to fold this in half, pull this up. I'm going to go ahead and add my pipe cleaner. Be careful with this because you have it overlaps with just a little bit. You don't want your stuff to come undone. I'm just going to twist it one time. And now I'm going to add this in. So I find the center, overlap it. You can see I kind of offset it just a little bit when I put it in there. I just think it looks nice that way. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure my pipe cleaners are turned the right way. And I'm going to add this mesh in here. And so I'm doing green, orange, green, orange. I'm adding it the opposite way. To me, it kind of looks like a flower. Now you'll want to twist it really well. And then I'll fluff everything out. If I can figure out which way I had it. I'm going to do that by adding the pipe cleaners around the two center bars. And I just put a pipe cleaner on either side. Then I pull it tight and twist it. You want it tight to where it won't move easily, but you don't want it so tight that you can't move it at all. Because the easiest way to add these is to put it far away and then push it together. And I think this is going to give me good coverage. At first I just had 2 of these, but then I was like, well, you'll be able to see through it, and I don't really want to do a poof base. So I added 2 more to give it really good coverage. You want to make sure it's kind of centered, only because you don't want like one side leaning this way, one side leaning that way. With a curl wreath, it doesn't really matter if that happens. But with this one, I like the way it looks like a flower, so you kind of want it to stay. See, I just think that's so cute. I'm going to show you one more time how I make one, and then I'll probably speed through one. Since this is really repetitive, I'm not going to make you watch me make every single one of them, because I don't feel like that would be much fun. So, cutting my mesh at 24 inches. And you could use any colors you want and do any style. That's what's so fun about this. For any season. And if you're like me, you have random things in your stash and you just don't know how you'll ever use them. I'll look at stuff and I'm like, how am I going to use that? And then I'll just have like a light bulb go off. I'm like, oh, okay, I can use it like that. And not even be like going into it that way. I was just looking for green to make a wreath for the gnome, and I saw this and I was like, well, maybe I could do curls with these, and then I just had the idea to just make loops. And then other times I go to make a wreath and I can't think of anything. Just depends on the day. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm a genius. And other times I'm like, yeah, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I have no original ideas. So Pinterest is my friend. I like the fact that my main ribbon goes across.
And then this one doesn't really matter. This is one of those flimsy cloth ribbons. Be careful with this kind of ribbon because the end of it will kind of fray. I really hate that. I think some people use fray check. I've never actually used it, so I'm sure it works. Kind of reminds me of super glue. So you probably use super glue. But you can add whatever you want to these bundles. Alright, fold it in half. And then I'm just going to twist it once so I can add my other 2 pieces of mesh. Make sure my pipe cleaners are facing the right way so I can add it in. I got it upside down. And now I'll twist tightly. And then fluff, fluff, fluff. You could also do this with bows. Now I have done a wreath where you add bows to it instead of like these bundles. It was a snowman wreath. It's black and white. I'll try to remember, I'll link it. I'm not sure if I should add a 3rd one in there, if I should just go to the next section because I really don't want them to be too smushed. I'm gonna go to the next section. This is what it looks like when it's all done. I really like the way it looks. Even just by itself, it's pretty. And it covers really well. Like, you can't see through it. It's probably because this mesh is so metallic. I'm going to add him probably right here. I think I'm going to use this mesh. There's just little pieces here and there of mesh. Like, this has a little bit of this and this. I did end up having to do every other bundle with this mesh because I didn't have enough of that one. And then I think I'm going to add these balls in too somewhere. So I'm going to go through and make my bow now. I finished my bow. Now I'm going to add my sign. And I found my staple gun. So I'm going to use that to add pipe cleaners. I'll just put 2 in it and twist. And I'll do that at either end. You could also like dig that out and use those staples. I'm going to add him over here. Alright, and I'm just feeding the pipe cleaners through the back and then attaching them to the wire frame by twisting. Then I'll do the same thing to the top. And then I'll just tuck the pipe cleaners through to the front. So that way nothing's sticking out. And that's the same way I attach my bow, is just to feed it through to the back. And I might mess with that for a little bit. And then I could just randomly push them through to the back. And just have random little ornaments sticking out. I'm going to trim this one a little bit because it's pretty long. And then just twist it around the frame. And making sure it's poked towards the front of the wreath. These are just so cute. They have like little rings of, I don't know, like plastic. So cute. Alright, I'll go through and mess with my bow and my ribbons for a while. Be careful when you're messing with any kind of ribbon that has that cloth end because it frays. It's really frustrating. That's how I made my Halloween gnome wreath. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Or you can always email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for watching. And if y'all learned anything today or like my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.